Valero Alamo Bowl. That's in the Alamo Dome.
Yes, it is.
That's in San Antonio.
Which is not too terribly far away from Austin.
There you go.
And that is the only reason why I am giving the Texas Longhorns a victory here. Very, very pro-home crowd.
Yes.
And, the Beavers are going to try to beat the Longhorns, and they're going to come up short.
A lot of orange in that stadium.
Yeah.
Some blaze orange, some burnt orange, a lot of orange. Iowa played Texas hard in the Alamo Bowl. It was about 6 years ago, and Iowa was awful that season, but about took out Texas. This scares me because I'm taking Texas too. Oregon State, I don't know a lot about them. It's that Midwest bias, I guess. I know they have had a couple upsets. They're pretty tough, but I've seen more Texas this year. Yeah, they're up and down, but they do have essentially a home crowd. I think they hook them and they get them.
Couldn't agree more. So how about that Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl? Also used to be known, I think that one's the Insights. The old Insight Bowl.
Oh, the old Insight Bowl. Not even on Wing Thursday. It kind of bummed about that. Or even Wing Tuesday.
Yeah, any wing day.
Any wing day. Buffalo Wild Wing Bowl. TCU, Michigan State. Gosh, do I have to pick a winner on this one? I could just give this to you guys. I hate this game. I hate this matchup. This is one bowl game I probably will not watch. And I only saw TCU like 3 times, I think, this year. Watched the whole Iowa State TCU game. Nothing about TCU I like right now. I'm not a big fan. And there is absolutely nothing that I like about Michigan State right now either. But you got to pick a winner. I'm going Michigan State because my picking of Big Ten teams is few and far between, and this is one where I think Michigan State ekes one out, but I won't. Don't ask me what I thought of the game because I won't be watching.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Michigan State as well. I saw what Iowa State did to TCU. You did too, apparently.
I did.
But then TCU goes and knocks off West Virginia. They beat Texas. It all kind of depends on what TCU team shows up. The one thing that I believe Michigan State does have going for them, it's a pretty hard-hitting, stingy defense. And I think they're going to give that offense of the Horned Frogs a little bit of trouble.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be one of the better defenses TCU sees outside of Iowa State and anyone else out there. But, yeah, that's about it. Probably next to Iowa State's the best defense they'll see all year. The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee. North Carolina State, Vanderbilt.
I think this will be a fun game. Yeah, it'll be that too. But I'm going to go with Vandy. Let's give it to Vandy. Going to be very close to their home. And at the same time,
aren't they based out of Nashville?
That's why I said very close to their hometown. I was wondering if someone was going to get that.
Sorry,
but you go 5-3 in the SEC for Vanderbilt. That doesn't happen very often. That's a good season for them. And so it means they're doing big things there in Nashville.
2 bowl games in a row, at least. They do have a quarterback's last name is Rodgers. And he does have a brother who's an NFL quarterback with the last name of Rodgers. He isn't as good as his older brother. I picked him last year against Cincinnati, and that was one of my downfall games. But I'm picking Vandy this year. Why not? And NC State, they got some tumult, I think they say, with the coaching staff, turnover. Vanderbilt at home.
Well, and then NC State, they just had a pretty disappointing season. They came in and there was a lot of talk about them, and obviously didn't pan out for them.
No.
Too bad. So sad.
Sorry, Wolfpack.
All right, on to the Sun Bowl. USC against a pretty lousy Georgia Tech team. But I'll let you make that call, Chuck.
Hyundai Sun Bowl. All right, can you name some of the other... This is what I like. This should be something we could do for fun. Some of these other bowl games, name some of the past sponsors of them.
It's good. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
They change every night.
Yeah, Sun Bowl. What did it used? It used to be called Sun Bowl, and then someone sponsored it, and then the sponsor just said, "This is our bowl. We're not even call it Sun Bowl anymore." But now it's back to being the Sun Bowl because that sponsor's gone. So if you can tell us that, maybe we'll get you a prize. And but now Hyundai Sun Bowl. Yeah, I like watching Georgia Tech because again, Paul Johnson runs their offense. He used to coach Navy. A lot of option, a lot of deception. They were, I believe, Georgia Tech was in the Sun Bowl last year. Should have won that game.
Yep.
They blew it. They're not going to... I don't care what team from USC shows up. It could be the 1974 Pat Hayden team that shows up.
You're going way back on
and
it.
they rout. Yeah, name the USC team. And they beat Georgia Tech and they beat them bad.
Yeah. Well, I thought Georgia Tech put up a much better game than I thought they would against Florida State in the ACC championship game. Pretty pathetic when an ACC championship game has a 6-6 team in it. But, they're familiar with Florida State. They're not familiar with USC. So USC rolls them. I tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. So do we want to talk about this next game in a little more depth?
Yeah, we can do that. Obviously, it's the Liberty Bowl, folks. Cyclone Nation heading down to Memphis, playing Tulsa for the second time this year, and what will be 3 times in about 13 months.
Yeah!
Okay, so obviously when the bowl picks came out, we put a post out there talking about what people thought. A lot of people were okay with it. To my surprise, some didn't want it, but most did. And, Tulsa has the revenge factor. Iowa State has the let's just beat them again factor, and let's try to sweep them 3 times in a row. I have no doubt in my mind that Sam Richardson will be out there slinging the ball. Memphis probably tend to be pretty warm, this time, that time of year we'd hope. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think Tulsa's a lot better than when we played them. I think they gelled as a team. Obviously, they did well winning the Conference USA. I think it's just going to be a good game, and I think Iowa State's going to pull away again. I don't know that it's going to be a 15-point spread like it was the first game. It may come down to 3 or 7 because, folks, Tulsa's good, and so I'm going with Iowa State.
Of course you are.
Why not?
Yeah, this isn't called Golden Hurricane Hawk Thoughts. It's called CyHawkThoughts. And here's my thought: if obviously we know Steve's going to take Iowa State, so to have a little fun, I am going to take Tulsa. Normally, I might probably take Iowa State for the reason that Iowa State is a team that is totally different. Tulsa can't look at a lot of the film from that first game. Different quarterback. The defense is different. I would say the offense has come up since last time. The defense may have come down a little.
Yeah, Jake Knott's not there anymore.
I don't think Tulsa is going to be able to still score enough points because the offense is going to be even better than what it was. So I don't see it, but for the sake of having fun and maybe, most of you are probably going to pick Iowa State out there, I'd imagine, too. So to be different, I'm taking Tulsa. They do have revenge factor, and it would set up for a fun game when we're back here, in 9 months talking about
them going to Tulsa at that point. I believe,
yeah,
so.
We'll talk about that in 9 months. That hey, they're 1-1 or 0-2 going there. That'll still either way. It's going to be a fun game then. But we'll go Tulsa and gets us to Chick-fil-A Bowl, LSU and Clemson.
Now this is an interesting matchup.
It is.
I'm not comfortable picking a team.
Are you going to pick the Tigers?
I am going to pick the Tigers.
Yeah!
That's what I'm going with. Who got that one? Did anyone? No. You know what? I can see this game going either way. I really can. Those Tigers. I'm going with LSU. They play in a tougher conference. Had a good season, but I don't say this very often because there's not a lot of teams faster than the SEC. Clemson may be one of those AC teams that are actually faster than an SEC team.
They do have some speed.
They have a lot of speed. So this is an uneasy pick. If there was what do you call that when you have the confidence points? Yeah, this one would not be high on my confidence points. But going with LSU, the Tigers.
Yeah. I think for the Tigers to win, they got to play good offense and good defense. And I'm gonna go with the LSU Tigers. You know, Mettenberg, he's got some more practice under him here. I thought he'd have a little better season for LSU. LSU, when you boil it down, they're just 2 or 3 plays away from being in the national championship game, and they're a tough team. I like LSU. This is a game I will watch. It's New Year's Eve. I'll probably be setting I'll be actually eating dinner at that point. So just so you know what my schedule's like. But I'll set the DVR for that one because it'll be fun to watch. And I love Chick-fil-A commercials, and I'm always about those. So I'll go LSU as well. TaxSlayer.com Gator Bowl. Another one, if you can name some of the old sponsors of that, that would be great. Let us know. Maybe you'll win a prize. Mississippi State, Northwestern. Northwestern, a little upset they're not in a different bowl game. You know what? I don't care, Northwestern. Bring more than 72 fans to a game. Maybe it'd be good for you.
Bring more than 72 fans to your own home stadium.
Yeah. Nothing like Nebraska-Northwestern game, and they pan the crowd, and
there's
Northwestern purple.
Section of purple, the rest red.
Yeah. Bring some more fans, and, the big red chant is drowning out everything. Come on. And it's not like I'm ever going to pick Northwestern for anything, ever, anyway. I pick Mississippi State.
I'm taking Mississippi State too, and that just boils down to not the hatred that Chuck has for Northwestern, but simply the fact that the Mississippi State is from the SEC against the Big Ten.
Fair enough. Here's another Big Ten versus Big 12 this time. Hard Dallas Bowl, Cotton Bowl. And it's being played in the Cotton Bowl. It's not the Cotton Bowl. Purdue, Oklahoma State. Who do you got?
We're talking about another Big Ten team here, right? All right, so we're going to go Oklahoma State on this one. They've got a powerhouse offense. Defense kind of came on late in the season. They were probably hoping for a better bowl than this as well, but they dropped one late. They played Oklahoma tough in the Bedlam series. Purdue. So we're going to Oklahoma State, the Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys, too. They're in Dallas, and if there's one thing I hate almost as much as Northwestern, it's that damn boiler up chant that Purdue does every 10 seconds. There's a couple things I hate. I hate USC. Every time there's a big play, they do their stupid song. Oklahoma does that too. I at least like their song a little bit better. But anything Purdue does, all you hear is boiler up, boiler up. You know what? No.
Cowboys going to lasso that.
Yeah, boiler down.
That was about the dumbest thing I've ever said. Apologize.
I liked it.
All right, so moving on to the Capital One Bowl. Another Big Ten team. Wow, once you get to January 1st, it seems like the Big Ten has every bowl available. Even if they stink.
How many do they deserve?
Well, they just they're not okay.
Get the 6 wins and you get a bowl game in the Big Ten.
Well, and then you're playing a January 1st game and you're Purdue. That just doesn't sound right.